Tonight on Prime Business, Trade Union Congress demand immediate overhaul of public sector wages as it emerges that 87% of public sector workers wallow in poverty upon retirement due to low wages.
The salary administration of this country must change. It must change for better.
Plus, prices to reduce this weekend, more ahead, as Ecobank predicts a 5.89% reduction for petrol and diesel.
We'll personally make efforts to at least get to them to see how they could hold on to observe a few more days what pump prices become.
We have more coming shortly. We begin with commodities. I'm Charles Ayitey. This evening, the Social Security and Insurance Trust wants a consolidation of public sector salaries and allowances to ensure that workers retire on decent pensions. The call complements demands by the TUC on government to overhaul the country's public sector salary. There's more in this report. It is emerging that 87% of public sector workers earn less than 3,000 cedis of basic monthly salary. This was revealed at a stakeholder engagement forum between leadership of the Trade Union Congress (TUC) and the Social Security and National Insurance Trust (SNIT). The trend, according to SNIT, accounts for the meager pensions public sector workers receive upon retirement. Meanwhile, Deputy General Secretary of the TUC, Joshua Ansem, has called for an immediate overhaul of the salary regime of public sector workers. He spoke to Joy Business.
The salary administration of this country must change. It must change for better, so that people will have an enhanced salaries and they can contribute an enhanced contribution to SNIT. Then, in the end, when they retire, SNIT can also pay them and have them some benefit. But as it is now, it's going to take us a very long time for us to get very handsome benefits when we retire.
SNIT has also called for a consolidation of salaries and allowances of public sector workers to complement meaningful pension payment. Kingsley Ajebin is General Manager for Operations at SNIT.
If the allowances that the employees receive, if they can be consolidated in the basic salary, I think that will help everybody. So basically, that is what the engagements we are doing, and we think that at the end of the day, we should dialogue, and come into some conclusion as to how to enhance the pensions or the benefits that individuals take home at the end of the day.
The engagement between SNIT and TUC forms part of SNIT's strategic plan to deepen public knowledge on pension contributions. Now, the World Bank has charged Ghana to restore public finances at a credible and serviceable position over the long term in order to facilitate debt reduction. It also wants the country to pursue structural reforms, particularly in the energy sector, to address the imbalances putting a lot of stress on the economy. Speaking at the 6th Ghana Economic Update, the World Bank Country Director, Pierre Laporte, said implementing economic reforms is critical for Ghana.
In the face of these challenges going forward, what will be most critical is for Ghana to restore fiscal sustainability, to allow it to reduce its debt going forward to a more sustainable level. Ghana also needs to continue to pursue structural reforms. For instance, in the energy sector, the imbalance and the financial issues are causing a lot of stress on the fiscal framework. So addressing these sectoral reforms will be critical, but at the same time, on the expenditure side of the budget, to take measures to improve efficiency of spending. But focusing on fiscal sustainability alone and too much of a drastic adjustment may be harmful also for Ghana. And this is why the country needs to focus on other areas. And in this case, we have selected youth employment as a special theme. Today, Ghana's youth population is 36%. And over the last 30 years or so, despite several policies having been introduced to address the youth employment issues, the challenges remain. What needs to be done is that policies should be introduced that will increase opportunities for youth through several means. One such area is to increase access to finance, which is a major constraint to development. Another one is to provide opportunities for SMEs to grow. For instance, the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement is a perfect platform that will enable not just Ghanaian but African youth in general to take advantage of the opportunities that this initiative will bring. Besides that, government should continue to look at other aspects of support for youth, including digitalization. We have many initiatives for startups that are coming up all the time, and a lot of them are focused on technology. So technology provides an ideal platform for government to support youth.
Now, plans by Ghana to transition to a full use of renewable energy are not expected to happen anytime soon. This is according to the Energy Ministry, which maintains that government will not rush to compete with other developed countries, as the country does not contribute much to climate change. It will be recalled that the Paris Agreement enjoins global economies, including Ghana, to adopt an energy transition plan towards a net zero carbon emission. But Director of Renewable Energy Department at the Ministry of Energy, Dr. Richard Sogbaji, says that he spoke at the media, to the launch of the 6th Ghana Energy Awards slated for the 25th of November. And he's been speaking on the theme, Global Decarbonization, a just and equitable energy transition in Ghana.
Somebody asked, so why are we doing energy transition? Why is the ministry on this line, on this tangent to go and do energy transition? And we put it in a simple way. There is a hole in the boat. We in Africa didn't make that hole, but then the boat is sinking. So do we want to make our own hole before we start covering that hole? By then the ship would have sunk. So that is why Africa must also contribute and have plans towards energy transition. So the Honorable Minister, in his wisdom, in December last year, set up the Energy Transition Committee to make sure that Ghana come out with a plan. But we transition in an equitable and just manner. We have one objective, but two worlds, the developed world and the developing world. So we cannot transition at the same pace. Other countries will mention 2035, 2040. Ghana will transition at its own terms and conditions. If we feel that our transition, which in an economic manner will take 50 years, that is when we are going to transition. So without saying much, I will say that the Ministry of Energy continue to support the Ghana Energy Awards, and this theme is very timely for our energy transition agenda.
Meanwhile, Chairman of the awarding panel of the Ghana Energy Awards, Kwame Jantua, says this year's edition will focus on climate change, hence the theme for the event.
We all agree that Ghana and the world are living in extraordinary days and times. But irrespective, the show must go on. And the grit of human nature and the sheer determination to weather this storm proves that the human race is very resilient and will adjust and adapt to the numerous changes taking place on our planet. If we were to single out one area that seems to have a devastating effect on our industry, and ironically, both in the petroleum and power sectors, but also creates potential in new innovation, including new AI applications, which is changing operations phenomenally in the workspace. This area is bringing so much change to daily lives, is climatic change and pollution of our environment. These major events are directing government's agenda and policy around the world and has greatly influenced the theme of this year's GEA Awards. And the theme is Global Decarbonization, a just and equitable energy transition in Ghana.
News coming in, fuel prices at the pumps are expected to decline from this weekend. The Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Ecobank has confirmed this projection as it expects an average price percentage drop of 5.89% for petrol and diesel. Duncan Amoah is Executive Secretary of Ecobank, and he's been giving details into this development.
We pick every indication that pump prices would decline or go down by some 5% between the two products, petrol, diesel. Diesel has gone down steeply. Petrol has done about 3% reduction. Diesel has done almost 11%. Unfortunately, there was the reintroduction of the rebates that government through the finance ministry did of 15 pesos. And so plus and minus, you are looking at doing about 5.3% effective second window, July. What that means in nominal terms, you are looking at between 50 to 70 pesos a litre, scaling down on pump prices. We would make attempts to talk with them to hold on a bit, to see what the pumps throw at us. I'm sure their frustration is also stemming from, increases over the past few weeks, and we'll personally make efforts to at least get to them to see how they could hold on to observe a few more days what pump prices become.
The Social Security and National Insurance Trust (NID) has assured that it will continue to strategically invest its funds to sustain and increase its profitability for the benefit of pension contributors. Now, the assurance comes after SNID opened the Trust Hospital Premium Center in Osu in the Greater Accra region. We have more in this report.
SNID has over the years made strategic investments into separate areas of the economy. The latest investment in the health sector will be the third hospital opened by SNID in Osu in the Greater Accra region. Speaking at the launch of the hospital, a Deputy Director General of SNID, Kofi Bosompim Osafumafu, stated management will make sure the hospital delivers on its mandate to sustain its operations.
Appreciable returns that will enhance our ability to pay social security benefits to all members. Distinguished guests, let me emphasize that in this global competitive environment, you may have the best of human capital and equipment, but what will distinguish you is excellent customer service. Good customer service sells. When we visit a health facility for care, not only are we expecting to be attended to by professionals, but we also want to be treated with the utmost respect and dignity. How we are treated anytime we visit a place and contributes to what we say about the brand. I understand that sometimes patients, and especially relatives of patients, have very high expectations from you when it comes to being attended to. We may push you to the edge, but you have to be accommodating and handle every situation professionally.
On her part, the Chief Executive Officer for the Trust Hospital, Dr. Julina Oye Ahmed, said the 30-bed pediatric extension ward facility is born out of necessity to serve clients to the end of their care journey and for quality aftercare.
The project team, in collaboration with renowned real estate company, the Nest Realty, ensured this amazing edifice you see here today was built in less than a year. A well-measured sense of urgency was attached to making this facility a reality under a year, with the main goal being the provision provision of quality, affordable, and value for money healthcare services. This premium hospital is a 3-in-1 facility built to ease the high pressure at the 3 primary hospitals in Osu and our 5 other clinics scattered across Accra. So this is the main building. The pediatric extension is in front, and this is our well-stocked boutique pharmacy.
Now, the German Development Corporation, together with its partners, has launched the Ayitey Institute for Finance and Management, an international training center. The German Ghanaian Training Center is expected to contribute to the improvement of employees of the financial sector by offering training adapted to the local content while based on international standards. Here's more.
According to the United Nations Capital Development Fund, financial inclusion is positioned prominently as an enabler of other developmental goals in the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals. In empowering Ghana to achieving these goals with the rest of the world, the German Development Corporation launched the Ayitey Institute for Finance and Management. Abena Kesiwa Brown is Executive Director of the Institute.
Ayitey is actually an institute. The missing word is Training Institute. And basically, what we want to do is to provide world-class learning experience to participants of the financial and management clients. We look forward to contributing to the increase in performance of teams who work for the financial industry. So currently, there are many organizations who support the financial industry, which is made up of banking, insurance, and others. And so therefore, what we want to make sure is to introduce world-class training or learning experience.
Head of Sustainable Economic Development at GIZ Ghana, Gerard Guskowski, explained the training model.
In Ghana, on behalf of the BMZ, GIZ is currently implementing 16 different developed projects, covering a huge variety of sectors, topics and activities, ranging from apparel to health and from automotive to the financial sector. We strongly believe that the financial sector plays a crucial role as a backbone of Ghana's socio-economic growth. For truly healthy economic growth, well-functioning and locally present financial institutions are needed, which in turn work according to international standards and are networked accordingly. Ayitey, as a joint project under the GIZ implemented develop program, will come to an end at the end of this year.
The Ayitey Institute for Finance and Management is open to institutions and individuals in the financial sector. However, there are modules designed to train the average Ghanaian.
Now, the 13th edition of Ghana's biggest housing and construction exhibition, we're talking about the Joy News Ecobank Habitat Fair, has been launched. The event, which seeks to give various stakeholders the opportunity to explore the real estate market, will come up between the 24th and 28th of August this year. There is more in this report.
The Ecobank Joy News Habitat Fair has over the years attracted huge numbers of exhibitors who showcase a wide range of building materials and housing accessories. This year's event is under the theme Home Ownership, Where You Live Matters. Managing Director of Ecobank Ghana Limited, Mr. Daniel Saki, said the bank will deepen relationship with the multimedia group to reduce the housing deficit in Ghana.
This year, the theme has changed, and we think that we should extend it further to Where You Live Matters. Where you live matters because the availability of all the services around you is key in determining how you move up the social ladder and determining the sort of environment you have, where your kids grow up, where your family grows. And it's important that we make this available to our clients. That is where we as Ecobank are very much engrossed in this partnership and are committed to growing this partnership further this year. Last year, we did offer very basic mortgages where anybody who is able to raise 20% deposit is able to come to Ecobank, we approve a mortgage for you, and you are then able to straight away own the house that you want. This year we've extended that further by making sure that those who are not able to raise the 20% deposit but do have access to Tier 2 and Tier 3 pensions can use them as the deposit, and Ecobank will advance the 100% financing for the house.
Meanwhile, Head of Sales and Marketing at Multimedia Group, Max Fuga, entreated potential homeowners to take advantage of this year's event.
What we seek to do at this fair is to empower you through unbiased, fact-based, and time-tested information for you to be able to make that informed decision on where you want to live, not only where you want to live in terms of location, but even the type of house you live in and how you finance it.
Some partners and sponsors of the event spoke to Joy Business.
For those that have not had the opportunity, we are expecting that they will take advantage and come over because of some discounts that we'll be offering.
This year we are offering 10% discount to all patrons. Aside the 10%, we are also giving prospective homeowners a free remote control gate and a garage. We are giving you central ceiling speakers. And then the icing on the cake is that we will pay your installation fee for a high-speed fiber optic internet connection within the estate if you buy from us this year.
I'm excited already because I want to see what has been the way participants troop in or visitors come in to visit our stands. This time around also we have a lot of things to show, a lot of things. I mean, as you can see, Super Kitchen, this is our new product we introduced. Very fantastic. I mean, we will give you all the quality product, best service, best product, everything that you need. So this one, I'm so much excited to come.
The 2022 Ecobank Joy News Habitat Fair will come off between the 24th and 28th of August 2022.
Now, a 46-year-old grandmother, Cynthia Latip, says she's too broke to be sick. Her NHIS card does not cover her doctor's prescribed medication, forcing her to default for some weeks. Pharmacists say the cost of common medicines have skyrocketed in the last 6 months. There is more in today's Living Standard series. Take a look.
Sometimes when the patients come with a prescription, you take it and then you do your calculations and you yourself selling to them, you feel for them.
Yes, doctor,
I have just returned yesterday from the bank to go and negotiate for some overdraft in order to satisfy my suppliers.
"46-year-old Cynthia Latte has been baking for over a decade. Her business has recently suffered as a result of rising flour prices and her ill health. She says the doctor begged her not to get sick again because she couldn't afford prescribed medications.
The doctor says I can't fall sick because there is no money. Medications have become expensive. So if I become sick, I won't get anyone to take care of me."
Her concerned doctor is worried about what might happen if Cynthia, who can barely afford her medication, deteriorates further. Cynthia Latte's business has taken a hit, and she has 2 grandchildren to look after. Her children are also struggling to care for their children, so they have sent their children to live with their grandmother. Cynthia must care for herself, her grandchildren, and her hypertension and high cholesterol condition with little help.
There is no money in the system. My baking business is also not going well. The sickness started some 10 years ago. I went to the hospital and I was diagnosed. I don't know how I got it and was then put on medication. Her medical bills are covered by the National Health Insurance Scheme. However, the scheme does not cover all of the medications she requires. She was unable to pay for her doctor's most recent prescription. She's back at the West Point Pharmacy in Kolebu with 50 cedis she received from a friend after failing to purchase a specific medication she required. Cynthia has come to buy a few tablets to support other medications she received from the scheme.
Okay. I'll buy a net, say.
I buy a 50 Ghana and tomato. See, I see in matching. 1 month.
Okay.
I am here to buy cholesterol and BP drugs. The doctor prescribed drugs for 2 months, but I could only afford for 1 month. Even with that, the money was a gift from a friend.
I don't know what to want. Okay, it's 2 months and then say.
And then it's kind of a mini provo. You're probably not doing a media better.
The West Point chemist serves 5,000 insurance holders monthly. It is arguably the cheapest pharmacy on the Kolebu stretch. But Supervisor Roberta Mensah tells me prices of drugs have risen sharply in the last 6 months. Commonly used medications like paracetamol, blood tonics and BP drugs have all gone up. With CDs doing badly, the price of imported drugs have shot up.
We have amlodipine, we have lisinopril, we have nifedipine. A brand like Nificard XL is nifedipine 30 milligram, yes. And the price was around 30 cedis. Yes, that was 2-3 months ago. But now the price is 38 cedis, 50 pesos. Paracetamol for children used is 5 Ghana cedis. The paracetamol going for 33 is Panadol. So when they come like this and then you take it together, some are taking it morning and evening for 30 days, they take it for long. So if you calculate and you see the difference on it, it's very high. Yes. Although we are managing, it's not easy. Sometimes when the patients come with a prescription, you take it and then you do your calculations and you yourself selling to them, you feel for them.
Her boss, pharmacist Archibald, has recently taken a bank loan to support his business. He says for the past 9 months, government has not paid the insurance claims, so it makes managing the business and paying workers difficult.
Some of the creditors are a little relaxed when it comes to collecting monies from us. They would listen to you. They know that whenever they pay you, you also quickly pay them. So they relax and then they expect that you pay them as soon as you get your payment from them. And when the payment is not coming, then you have to go to the bank and make sure that you get something at least to pay them so that they will supply you. I have just returned yesterday from the bank to go and negotiate for some overdraft in order to satisfy my suppliers.
So how are you able to pay workers? You have how many of them under you?
About 25 workers that I have to pay.
With the rising cost of drugs, how will Cynthia afford drugs not covered by the National Health Insurance?
The impact of the high cost of living impacting the health of this grandmother and several other Ghanaians across the country. That's how we end Prime Business with me, Charles Ayitey. Coming next.